with Michele Landers for the new month numerology. And here we are staring down November 1. So glad to have you here, Michele. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruth. Yes, here we are, November 11, the end of the year. And I don't know about you, but I can feel the energy building and building. So welcome everyone. And we have a lot to unpack today about November. It is a power-packed month, and that is no surprise. First of all, we're in Scorpio season, and Scorpio season alone, without all the other transits that identify this particular month, Scorpio is passionate. It's passionate and it feels things deeply. And more than any other month this year, this is a passionate, deep, very emotional, and for some people, tension. And I believe there's a lot of tension within families too, but we're going to try and dissipate that a little bit. So let's talk about the numbers first. So standing alone, November is the 11th month. And if you've been following any of these videos, you know that 11 is a master number. It's the illuminator. So 11 vibrates to Uranus, which is a planet of unexpected happenings and illumination. And it definitely can bring things to a head, which is so funny. It can be surprising as well as it is. It's not that it can be, it is highly spiritual. And if you're not vibrating to the high spiritual energy of the 11, in all likelihood, you will feel tension or anxiety. So we want to resonate to that 11 as the illuminator and also as this high energy, this high spiritual energy. It definitely, Uranus can bring things to a head. It can bring, and I'm pretty confident about this, it's going to bring a lot of global shifts. And it doesn't look great for the Middle East, for more conflicts and tension. So I encourage everybody to put positive energy out there, whatever you can, envisioning healing. And it also, as I said, is bringing a lot of tension even here. So additionally, though, November is a 1 month in an 8 year. So how did I work that? So 11, the number 11 for the year, I'm sorry, no, the 11 for November, if you add that to the 8, it equals 19. So I want to talk a little bit about the 19th card of the tarot. So look at this. This is such a wonderful card. It's the sun. So what the sun tells me, and by the way, when I saw that card and I pulled it and I said, oh my goodness, the song I heard was from Annie, The Sun Will Come Out Tomorrow. So just take that and see where it goes, because that's what I'm feeling. So I think, though, we're going to have to wait a bit for the sun to come out. And we might tie that into the election. I'm not saying yes or no, but I'm saying the sun will come out. So it's in the works. But I'm also thinking of it on a much broader level. The meeting also, to me, I've been talking about this for 11 months now, maybe longer. Pluto's transit into Aquarius on November 19th. Big, big deal. And it's finally going to stay in Aquarius. There's no more toggling back and forth, which is one of the reasons we've had so much volatility and so many ups and downs. It's staying in Aquarius for the next 20 years, and that's pretty miraculous. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit more in a minute. So what is a one universal month? A one universal month carries a vibration of new beginnings. Again, it brings global shifts. It's a time for fresh starts. It's launching new products. It has an emphasis on leaders and leadership. And one big emphasis on leaders, of course, is with our own USA election on the 5th. So the 1 encourages original ideas and also the courage to think outside the box. So here's the Tarot card, which is the Magician, and it's saying, you know, it's magical. It's really magical, and we have all we need now to create a brand new beginning. So what about the United States, though? The United States is standing alone in a 1 year. So when we add the 1 to November, the 11th of November, what do we get? We get 12. So the USA is carrying a vibration of both 12 and 3. So what I love about it, as an angel number, 12 means something has been completed, and it's time to turn your attention away from the past and look into the future, which I love. I'm excited about that. And number 1 is there's something new on the horizon. Number 2 is feminine and also indicates a time of femininity, of duality and partnership. And the number 3 is creative and signifies joy. So I love all of that. So let's look at some of the tarot cards for that. So first of all, look at this. The 12th card of the tarot is the Hangman. Now, that people go, whoa, wait a minute, what is that? So, but what we know, and it's interesting, the symbolism of all these numbers, what we know about the Hangman, it says, you have to wait. It asks us to surrender, to let go. Things can come to an unexpected and abrupt halt. I don't know. Does that mean something to do with the election? I know some of this I'm tying in to the energy around the election, but we'll talk a little bit more about that. And may it take a little bit longer to finally tally all the votes? I don't know, but the Hangman definitely says you have to have patience. It could mean an unexpected turn of events. So we'll see what happens with that, because whatever it is, there's going to be a lot of communication going on, maybe a little bit too much communication, too much, chatter and talk. But let's look at the number 3, because 1 and 2 is 3. So here's the third card of the tarot, is the Empress. Now, I love the Empress because she signifies a strong connection, again, to our femininity. It is the Mother Earth archetype. It encourages us to get back to nature. It has to do with childbirth. So I think that's very telling with such important women's issues on the agenda. It's an energy of taking care of others. And the number 3 in numerology is also joyful, and it's communication. But again, with the communication, you have to be careful you don't go a little bit overboard. So those are some of the cards. Okay, you got the Sun, the Magician, the Empress, and the Hangman for the month. Not bad cards, not at all. So let's talk about some of the astrological aspects. So November 1st, today we have a new moon in Scorpio. Mars and Pluto are both rulers of Scorpio, and they're in a little opposition to one another. I also believe they're at this 29th anorectic degree. Whenever a planet is at the 29th degree, it's ready to go into the next sign. So the anorectic degree, 29, is usually very critical. A little bit of angry energy, but it's also passionate, it's courageous, it's things bubbling up. So something needs to end. That's what's happening with this transit, in order for something new to begin. And Scorpio, let's say Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, and Aquarius, which I am. I'm Aquarius with a Scorpio rising, so I probably will feel this a lot. And I am feeling it right now, as I just talked through some things went on with my house, some breakdowns. And that is probably the Mercury pre-shadow going in retrograde. So tomorrow, Mercury goes into Sag, so Sagittarius. Mercury's communication. Sagittarius is upbeat and adventurous, and it can bring this breath of fresh air or bring enthusiasm and optimism. It's big ideas. Just be careful. If you're inspired, that's wonderful. But if you're feeling this inspiration, just keep a watch on what ideas you have. Make sure, I want to be careful the way I say this. Don't make them like pie in the sky. Make sure that even if it's a really big idea, you're going to know how to put legs under that, a foundation. On the 3rd of November, Venus goes into Sag, and we have quite a few oppositions with Jupiter and Gemini. Mars in Cancer opposite Pluto, and Capricorn again at 29 degrees. So the 3rd, a little bit of a challenging day. It's called kind of a day of reckoning. So it could be a little bit traumatic, but we'll see how that, unfolds. So I'm just going to go 3rd, 4th, and 5th. It's a bit of explosive energy. So we all have to be really careful what we're doing. Be aware of where you are, what you're doing, traveling around. Be very careful because there's a lot going on in the skies right now. And there's no doubt that the energy of the planets do affect us. But in between that 3rd and the 5th, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, they have this kind of explosive energy, but yet in between that, there's this, it's punctuated on the 4th by a really nice trine, the Sun trine Saturn. So within that, you might feel a spark of some kind of energy, kind of like what I'm going through right now. Again, there's some really good things, but there's other things that are challenging me. But that's okay, as long as we have like a little, what do I want to say? Just a respite, maybe, if that's the right word, of some of these challenges. So overall, the theme for the 5th, numerologically, the 6th energy, and for those of you who are not in the United States, I'm talking about the 5th specifically because it's our election day. So numerologically, the 6th energy suggests that people, and this is so perfect, are motivated by their sense of duty to the greater good. And I love that. There's an emphasis on voting based on community, harmony, and long-term responsibility. Astrologically, with the sun in this very intense Scorpio and the moon in expansive Sagittarius, it is a mix of passion, transformation, and a desire for big philosophical shifts. So we can expect some intense moments, maybe some revelations, but there is a focus on justice and power and ethical governance. So I like that. So I think that that day could represent a turning point. And of course, deep societal issues will come to the surface. There's a call for new, expansive thinking. So I like that. It's very powerful in the 5th and very transformative. So let's jump ahead to 11/11. Now, 11/11 is always a power day, right? And on this day, the energy is illuminating, but it's also very creative. So 11 and 11, of course, is 22. We also have Venus in Capricorn. Venus in Capricorn. Okay, Venus in Capricorn can be a little icy, a little bit of a nonsense attitude with relationships. And I want to kind of emphasize relationships because kind of relationships seem under fire this month, either because people are feeling more tension or there's more things going on. I just want to throw it out there. It seems like more people are leaving the planet this month, but okay. And if they do, they're going to a better place. So let's just remember that, okay? But it can also be kind of a time when you create something that is long lasting. So put your energy, again, this is another day. It's great to come up with these ideas and again, have a plan for them and put legs under them. Now, on I meant to mention this before. Mercury is going to go retrograde at the end of November, but before that, it enters its shadow on November 7th. And that means from November 7th to the time it actually goes retrograde, which brings its own issues, things, like 2 weeks before, it usually means that it can be a very confusing time. It has some of the same malfunctions you'd expect with Mercury, but when Mercury slows down, we're kind of prone to miscommunication and technology problems. So we just have to be aware of that. I always tell everyone, and I should, take my advice, right? As I say, I'm not using it. So really make sure all your documents, everything you sign, everything, your computers backed up. If you still do that, it doesn't do it automatically. Everything mechanical, truck cars, all of that stuff is like under this energy. Okay, so let's go to the 15th. Now the 15th is also a 7-day. So we have a full moon in Taurus the same day as Saturn goes direct in the sign of Pisces. And that energy can kind of help us have a bit more clarity on something. And I don't know what that something is, but I know that 7 is also secret. So something may come up for us to look at. But Taurus is about our home, about feeling secure. And we also have the moon conjunct Uranus. That can be a little bit unpredictable. And Taurus is in an earth sign. So I'm wondering if on that day or right around that day, we don't get some unexpected changes in the financial markets. It's also a 7-day, and a 7-day to me doesn't resonate well to money. But we have been getting these dips and, these ups and downs. So don't despair. It doesn't mean there's no crashes. So don't worry about that. November 16th is also an 8-day. And on the 16th, the sun opposes Uranus. And Uranus, again, is the illumination of things. And it can bring breakthroughs. It can be surprises. It may, again, have to do with the financial sector, but a breakthrough or something illuminating. It's a day we may have to go through a little uncertainty, but there are surprises on the way. So there's this little toggling back and forth of energy, but yet there's a light at the end of the tunnel. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. Now, November 18th is also a 1-day, and we have Mercury opposing Jupiter. Now, a 1-day is enthusiastic, and it's I can do it attitude. So I'm looking forward to that day. I'm going to dive right into all of these other projects that I have going. So it's a great day to be enthusiastic and be upbeat and share that energy. So the 19th, this is the red letter day. It's an 11-2 day, and the big news, excuse me, Pluto returns to Aquarius and stays there. No more toggling back and forth between Aquarius and Capricorn until 2043. And as I've spoken about so many times, Pluto's been in Capricorn since 2008. And we certainly are very well aware of what's happened since 2008. So many challenges in the United States, on the world level, on the world stage. So what does this mean, right? So we are now truly entering the age of Aquarius, which has to bring in, new innovative energy. AI, you think it's been exploding because it's been, again, toggling back and forth between Aquarius. So that's when we are in that Aquarius cycle, a lot of these things have happened. So AI now will be exploding by leaps and bounds. More transformations. the breaking down of old systems that are not working for us anymore, just falling away. And I guess the caveat is this is a long-term transit. So it's not, everything isn't going to happen on the 20th of November. It's going to be happening over 20 years, but it's going to be very apparent. So despite the inevitable ups and downs, the indication of this transit is a dawning of a new age. And I think so many astrologers and numerologists, psychics have, and people who are in tune with a spirit have been feeling this. It is truly a dawning of a new age. So Pluto rules transformation, and Aquarius is all about humanity and society and power to the people. So it is such a hopeful and positive transit. And I think that we will see over time how society changes as we know it, but for the better. So I'm so excited about that day. But November 21st, Sun enters Sagittarius. Happy birthday, Sagittarius. Now, what is Sagittarius? It's adventurous. I like to think of it as a gypsy, even if you're not a gypsy in the sense that you travel all over the place, but you sure would like to. You want to learn, you want to know. So we have this really enthusiastic energy going on. And with the Sun sextile Pluto, it is very positive and optimistic. And we also have the Moon sextile Lilith, and that is really magical. And it's all about freedom. So here comes our Mercury retrograde in Sag, and that's November 25th, and that retrograde is until December 15th. Everyone knows the drill, right? It's not scary. Just check and double check correspondence, put things in order. Try not to sign any contracts. If at all possible. It can bring travel delays. And that's what I'm seeing a lot of this season is travel issues, planes, trains, boats, cars, and it can, certainly Mercury can bring, mix up and changes in travel. So besides the usual Mercury retrograde, the cautions are, of course, with, as I said, anything related to any electronics. It can bring big news with the media. And we do also have the moon in opposition to Neptune. So although it adds a lot of sensitivity and heightens our intuition, Neptune is what? It's illusionary. So just be very cognizant of what you're seeing and what you're hearing, and tune into your intuition and make sure you're not falling into this place of looking at things and not seeing it clearly. It's like kind of an illusion. So November 27th, we get a boost of feel-good energy because the Sun trines Mars. The Sun is courageous, it's confident, and Mars is energy, right? Mars is action. Mars is let's get going. So I would think, and I think that's the day before Thanksgiving, we would have a lot of energy. Everybody's going to be busy to get things done. Now, November 28th, Thanksgiving in the United States is a 3-day. And I love that because 3 is about expression. It's about friendship. It's about communication. It's about joy. And, but this is true for any Thanksgiving. Just keep a watch on your communication, what you're saying to family members. So, keep it happy and bright and joyful and positive. So the overall theme for November 2024 in both numerology and astrology, it's a month about initiating new things, new projects, new beginnings, transformation, empowerment. Deep emotions, as well as periods of confusion, what's going on here. Numerologically, the 1 energy aligns with leadership. It aligns with innovation. So while astrologically the mix of Scorpio's depth and Sagittarius optimism can bring growth, but it offers us a chance to shed any limiting beliefs and just understand that the emotional depth of this month, and just keep yourself as grounded as you can and pray, do your spiritual practices, and let's see what we have in store for December. So God bless everyone. Stay calm and stay cool. And thank you.
Thank you, Michele. You know, I just remember back to October where you didn't actually want to say the forecast out loud. So this feels so much better than that.
I'm glad.
Yeah, but you did say it's a highly spiritual month, and if you're not vibrating at a highly spiritual vibration, you might feel anxious, a little out of
Correct.
sorts, a little not in alignment. So just the perfect reminder to folks, start your day, sometime in your day, sit in that meditational space, connect in with your higher self, connect in with source. Just come about this receiving brand new energy, brand new perspective in how to walk through your day. So this, and I just got goosebumps saying that. So I know Spirit is there ready to support us and
yes,
just help us be everybody that we can actually be. So thank you, Michele.
yes, yes. Oh, you're so welcome. And I so resonate with what you said. This is a month for love and gratitude. Remember, 11 is notorious as Thanksgiving. I mean, we should be grateful all the time, right? But November is a good reminder. Be grateful for whatever is. Everything, believe it or not, is in perfect order, although it doesn't seem that way. And I guess that would open up a whole new topic. But one of the things I do want to say, if this is, 2025 is coming up, another power-packed year. Get your numerology chart done for the year, and find out what energy is going on. I think it'll be enlightening for most people. It's such a great blueprint. So I hope it was okay that I mentioned that. You can get in touch with me at michelelanders.com. And take a big, deep breath and exhale, inhale love and exhale love. Just make that a big circle this month. And thank you so much.
You bet. Well, and getting your chart done or getting a friend's or loved one's chart done is a great gift to give.
Thank you.
So if somebody wants to give that as a gift, Michele, what do you need in order to help them do that?
Oh, okay. Yes, I need their full name on their birth certificate. Well, whatever was on a birth certificate, and your full birth date. And there's different charts. You can get a whole chart, which it's explained on my website, or you can just get the forecast for the year, whatever you want. If you have the birth time and place, that's wonderful. I don't need that to do a numerology chart, but if I have that, it adds another dimension for me that I can share. So that's pretty much it. Full name on your birth certificate, full birth date, and go to my website and check them out. So thanks.
Okay. Thank you so much. Michele, we love that you do this with us here at Enlightened Network. And it's been, I think we're in our third year now.
I think so. Yes.
So, yeah, we appreciate you and your time and your expertise so very much. So
ditto. Namaste. Yeah.
And friends, our hope for you is that you have a calm, wonderful, vibrationally high November, and we look forward to seeing you all December 1. So take good care. God bless. We'll see you all soon. Bye now.